By now, you all know if it's Freeform Friday, I got nothing. But I'm willing to share that nothing with you today, right here on GearGasms.
Nice.
Hi everybody, welcome to GearGasms. I'm your host, Alan Barnes. Today it is Freeform Friday. Now I know what you're thinking, what's Freeform Friday? You would only ask that question if you're new to the channel. And if you're new to the channel, I'd like to ask you to like and subscribe. This channel, it's kind of like Olive Garden. When you're here, you're family. But only if your family invites you over and charges you money for frozen manicotti. Celebrate mediocrity. So what is Freeform Friday, you ask? Well, there's no gear to shill. It's not an infomercial. There's no structure to it. There's no point in it. But we do have usually a topic or two to discuss.
That sounds crazy.
A Funko Pop unboxing, perhaps. Rarely asked questions get answered. And as always, a musical guest. Mr. Manny Vox, Karaoke Master. So since my time is more precious than yours, let's get into it. You hear that hiss? The rig of the day is this here Ibanez PS120 into this here Marshall DSL 100H. Single mic on the cabinet there, SM57. Just my pedal board, no tricks.
Brother, this guy stinks!
But the reason I picked this as the rig of the day is simple. Because the thesis is kind of guitar companies that have sort of a brand image that we associate with a certain style of music, but in reality they make a whole slew of other types of guitars, and we just don't really think about those types and styles of music and guitars when we think about those companies. Ibanez is one of them. People really never think of this guitar when they're thinking about it like a single cut, double humbucker, fixed bridge, Les Paul alternative. That sort of brings me to my topic for today is guitar companies that sort of have these hidden styles of guitars that we don't really think about. Ibanez is certainly one of them. Most of the time when you think about Ibanez, you think about pointy guitars, you think about metal, you think about Steve Vai, you think about Joe Satriani. You think about all those super thin wizard necks. You don't really appreciate the whole range of guitars that Ibanez produces. They make high-end hollow body jazz boxes for people like Pat Metheny, George Benson. They make the Artcore series for people who aspire to those type of guitars but don't mind playing a piece of shit.
Say hello to my little friend! The problem now is that these people are expecting a show. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Conway Twitty.
On the party at the county jail, busy man was there, they began to wail. Man was jumping and the joint began to swing. Hole in the hood, knock, knock, gotta sing, that's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody in the wholesale block, we're dancing to the jailhouse rock.
The whole rhythm section was a purple gang. Let's rock.
Everybody, let's rock.
Everybody on the wholesale block, they were buggering to the jailhouse rock.
Waiting, watching the clock, it's 4 o'clock, it's got to stop. Tell him, take no more. She practices her speech as he opens the door. She rolls over, pretends to sleep as he looks her over. She lies and says she's in love with him, can't find a better man. She dreams in color, she dreams in red, can't find a better man. a bitter meal. Oh. Friday night, it was late, I was walking you home. We got down to the gate, and I was dreaming of the night. Would it turn out right? How to tell you, girl? I want to make you understand. I'm talking about a lifetime plan.
Schecter. Yeah, kind of just like Ibanez. You think of Schecter, you think of pointy guitars, you think of like super metal, you think of modern metal, you think of 7-string, 8-string, crazy tops, crazy finishes, crazy woods, fan frets. But they do in fact make more organic kind of guitars, shapes. They do the Strats, they do the Tellys, they just do some amazing things in a wide range of price points. Hollow bodies, they do a single cut that is super badass. I think it's the Soloist, the Solo. They mostly do their own shapes. They have a lot of really bizarre shapes, like the Sinister Gates. They have really interesting shapes. Some of them are sort of blobby. Most of them, I think, look pretty okay, and I'm funny about shapes. But Schecter gets overlooked, or you can just go grab a Schecter and it's going to be across their price range. It's going to be an amazing guitar. So, oh my goodness, yeah, Schecter is not just for math metal.
Come on! Yikes. I could use a distraction right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Conway Twitty.
Ooh, when you wake up in the morning with your head on fire, your eyes too bloody to see. Don't wanna cry in your coffee, but don't come bitching to me. Because you had to be a big shot, did you? Had to open up your mouth. You had to be a big shot, did you? All your friends were so knocked out. You had to have the last word last night. Know what everything's about. You had to have a white hot spotlight. You had to be a big shot last night. Whoa.
You walked up and you looked in time. Never looked back once or had a fight.
I'll stick with you, baby, for 1,000 years. Everybody here is out of sight. They don't bark and they don't bite. They keep things loose, they keep things alive. Everybody was dancing in the moonlight.
Would it even be a Freeform Friday without a Funko Pop unboxing? I think it's not. Today we have William, Axl Rose, Bailey. Oh, won't you come home, Bill Bailey? Pulling them out of the box. I know you guys love this. Slowly, sensuously. No extra goodies. As a figurine, Axl is very well done. He has the black kilt. He's got a barely midriff showing kind of football jersey there. The killer mic stand. And of course that made a very effective weapon from the stage. Axl, one of the quickest guys in rock and roll to throw hands. We've all seen evidence of that. I didn't even hate Axl's whole kilt thing. Interesting fact about Axl Rose. He sang in the chorus and he studied piano all throughout high school. So he had a gay phase. That's racist! I'm not judging you, Axl, but it explains a lot. Explains why this boy is so quick to throw hands and why he's so fiercely good at it. I'm sure he had to learn and fight in high school. Why am I sure of that? Because he studied the piano and he sang in the chorus. Aww. Here's another thing you don't know about Axl Rose. That whole slithering serpentine move that he does, like that, he stole that. He stole that from Davy Jones on the Monkey. You don't believe me? Look up Daydream Believer, the video. First time I saw Axl doing it, I was like, oh, look, dude, he's doing the Davy. And another trivia fact, Davy Jones was on my radio show. I got to interview him, talk to him for over an hour, and he was drunk. Appetite era Guns N' Roses, probably the fiercest, most dangerous, most genuine rock and roll band maybe in the history of rock. In 3 years short time, we went from Axl Rose getting off a bus with a backwards hat, chewing on a straw straight from the Midwest into Skid Row. You gonna die? 3 years later, he's in a tux. He's playing a grand piano and a big pile of red roses, and then boom, jump cut to a very expensive helicopter shot of Slash playing the most bloviated yet glorious guitar solo on top of a mountain. But it still just sucked ass. Axl got fatter and fatter and more of a jerk. Be that as it may. Axl Rose, welcome to the GearGasms family. ESP. There's another great example, and I'm counting LTD in that as well, of a guitar company that we all think, I'm guilty of it too. ESP, I don't want to know about it. It's for metal people, blah, blah, blah. It's for thrash. Just a really impressive array of models. They've got the single cut, which by all accounts and its reputation is fantastic. That cool offset sort of had a stroke SG that they make.
Sexy time.
If he wanted a pig, why didn't he just take my wife? And now, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Conway Twitty.
Stuck on you. Got this feeling down deep in my soul that just can't lose. Yes, I'm on my way. Needed a friend, and the way I feel now, I guess I'll be with you till the end. Yes, I'm on my way. Mighty glad you stayed. Well.
Turn it up with cheap toes.
In a big Doritos. It's alright if you love me. It's alright if you don't. I'm not afraid of you running away, honey. I get the feeling you won't. There's no use in pretending. Your eyes give you away. Something inside you is feeling like I do. We've said all there is to say. Baby, break down. Go ahead and give it to me. Break down, honey, take me tonight. Break down, I'm standing here, can't you see? Break down, it's alright.
It's time once again for Rarely Asked Questions. This time is pretty interesting. Alan, what is your least favorite song to play live? The number one song that I hated to play live, so much so that I never ever did. I refused to play this song live. Mustang Sally. I can't even stand to hear a band do it. If I'm anywhere, I don't care who I'm with, I don't care what kind of good time I'm having, when they play Mustang Sally, I'm out the door, yo. I hear a band play Mustang Sally, I get a dark, black heart. I'm not even 3 chords in, I want to drop kick a baby off a zipline platform. When I hear Mustang Sally, I want to set fire to a nursing home. Hearing Mustang Sally makes me want to bitch slap a Make-A-Wish kid. Mustang Sally makes me want to take a teenage boy down to Jeff Dahmer's grandma's basement. It makes me want to tie 2 cats together at the tail, throw them over a clothesline, and watch them fight to the death. Mustang Sally makes me want to slap the sandwich out of a starving kid's hand. Mustang Sally makes me want to drop off some pit puppies at Michael Vick's house. Mustang Sally makes me want to misgender someone. I don't like Mustang Sally. It's not just the song, though, to be fair. The song isn't terrible. It's what you all have done to it.
I don't even know what that means.
You all. It's what you all have done to it. I've seen you. We've all seen you out there in the dance clubs, any dance club. Let me set the scene for you. The human sludge that it pulls out onto the dance floor whenever it plays. And the unbridled joy on those moronic faces as they grind and undulate together on the dance floor, mashing lipid against lipid, flinging body sweat with every gyration. That ain't even the worst of it. They gotta sing along. What's the part that they all remember and sing along to? You know what it is. Ride, Sally, ride. The women that gusto out, ride, Sally, ride with their arms in the air, bingo friggin' arms, fat just a flailing. Them gals ain't riding much of nothing lately. They might ride on their men, the sort of the way, if you ever seen two people in like those sumo costumes, you know, they try to wrestle. That's maybe how they get their business done at home. The parts don't ever line up or match up. No insertion technically is ever achieved, but technically they finish. What were we talking about again? Oh yeah, Mustang Sally. Let's just say that time and gravity have not been kind to all these women out there that identify with the protagonist of the song in some sort of bizarre, lipid-filled, single white female scenario. I'm not sure what's going on there, but maybe it's time for the slim husband to get on top. Or maybe he ain't so slim, but it's funnier if he's slim, am I right? Is Sally even gonna know he's on there riding at this point? Is she gonna even be aware? Or is she just gonna fall asleep with half a Cheeto hanging out of her mouth? And that, peeps, is rarely asked questions. What did we learn today? We learned that Axl Rose, early in his career, had a very public bout of homophobia. And then further, we learned that perhaps the genesis of his homophobia is the same as the genesis of most homophobia, and that genesis is the fact that he took piano lessons and sang in the chorus in high school. We also learned that there's a lot of brands out there that get pigeonholed. You think of them for one kind of music, but in fact, even that style of guitar can play a bunch of different styles of music. And even further, in fact, they make a bunch of different guitars that are associated with those other styles of music. So what are you waiting for? Buy a Schecter. And finally, we learned that your old pal Alan does not particularly care for Mustang Sally.
Nice.
Don't forget to tell your moochy ass, freeloading, slovenly, unctuous, slow-witted, swampy friends about GearGasms. You know they're gonna fit right in here perfectly. Speaking of fit in, we got merch for fat people. I'm not trying to be mean. We got you covered. Whatever you do in the next 7 days, don't tell Lizzo about it. No! You thought I was gonna make a fat joke, didn't you? But play more guitar. Watch less of this. Keep coming back here week after week for more GearGasms.